Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to the Region 10 South Atlantic District Championships. We're coming to you live from Cape Fear Community College here at the Schwartz Center at Miles Pool. Kevin Gardner here with you. Kevin, the second game of the day pits the number 4 seeded Fayetteville Tech Trojans against the number 5 seeded Cleveland Community College Yetis. Two very closely matched ball teams.
Yeah, throughout the course of the season, both of these teams have been teams that, you felt like could win on any given night. And I think they're certainly have fought hard. Both teams, as we mentioned, knocked off the number 1 team in the tournament, the Davidson-Davie Storm. And so you have to believe we're going to see a really good ball game here in front of us tonight. We mentioned, just how they've done. I mean, Fayetteville finished the season number 4 in conference play at 10-8, and Cleveland also 10-8. So if you want to call that a tie, I don't know what the tiebreaker was, but they sat there at 4-5. So now they're going to face off here in the quarterfinals in Wilmington of the Region 10 Tournament Championship. And as we see before us here, we're getting some all-region awards before the ball game starts. And so we often talk about this, the hard work that all these players put in. To get to this level, you play college basketball at any level, boy, you put in a lot of work, and I know we get to see that firsthand sometimes. And these players have worked really hard, and so very happy for them to see their awards as they've been given out for their regular season accomplishments and all the hard work they put in, both on and off the court. And we see Coach Hurd, who won Coach of the Year for the Region 10 this year, so congratulations to him, Coach Hurd of Fayetteville Tech.
Got to be a great comeback story for Fayetteville Tech and Coach Hurd. What a masterful job. At one point, these guys were, I think, 4-9 in November and December. That they were 1-7 in conference play, and right now they're on an 8-game winning streak. They've won 9 of their last 10. Probably the hottest team in the second half of the season in Region 10. Yeah,
you have to believe so. And we kind of, as we went out throughout the season, we were watching them and what they've been able to accomplish, and boy, it's been really good. And you talk about going on the road and getting a win down the stretch at Brighton and Stratton, which was not easy. Good road game there. They knocked off the Storm earlier in the year by a big margin of 94-62. You talk with the coaching staff earlier in the season, it was like, hey, had to feel good right there, but that's just the beginning of momentum, and what they were able to do was seize that momentum off of that Davidson-Davie win and really catapult them through the rest of the season.
And Cleveland Community College also on a streak of their own, a 6-game win streak. Heading into the tournament game here, they also had a big win over Davidson-Davie. They also beat Pitt in that win streak.
Yeah, and at one point you talk about a little bit of streaks for both of these teams. Late January, early February, they actually lost 5 of 6.
Yep.
Right, including a 20-point loss to these Fayetteville Tech Trojans. And so what they were able to do since that last loss, since the loss at Davidson-Davie, which was a 24-point loss back on February 5th, they've really been able to turn their season around, including beating the Storm 81, back on February 24th. So, as you mentioned, they've got a win streak that they're coming in off of right now. They're playing 2 teams right now that have been playing great down the stretch. So you got to believe tonight's going to be an excellent one. So, should be a lot of great basketball, and excited to see everybody in the stands. Got another great crowd here. A lot of Fayetteville Tech fans. They've certainly traveled well. Come watch their Trojans. And as the evening gets on, I'm sure it'll be even louder in here.
Got some Davidson-Davie folks still hanging around as well. They'll take on the winner of this game. And your starting lineups, we'll set those for you here for the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. It's going to be Marcus Brown, Kevin Collick, Jameer Brown, Trey Kreit, and Caro Morales. For the Trojans of Fayetteville Tech, it's Tristan Harkins, Jaden Pitt, Melquan Jackson, Jalil Green, and Tajon McDaniel McCormick. Those will be your starting 5 for the Trojans.
Montgomery and Benitez to jump it up.
And Fayetteville Tech will control things to get this game underway. And Jaden Pitt will run the point for the Trojans. Fayetteville Tech loves to get the ball inside. Pretty good defense that time by Morales. Both teams are not great three-point shooting teams. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They like to work the ball inside. They both will go to the free throw line a lot tonight.
Yeah, that flies in the face of a lot of common play in the college basketball world today where everybody's shooting outside. Both of these coaches still believe in being able to hit a 10-foot jump shot, get around the rim, and make some layups.
There's a three-point miss by Collick. The interesting thing, I was looking at some of the stats. Fayetteville Tech has the best three-point percentage in the league, but they're the 7th team in the number of threes they attempt. So they shoot the ball well, and it's just not their game.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah. No score a minute into the contest, and there's another turnover by the Trojans. Here come the Yetis on the break. Jameer Brown can't finish it off, and the Trojans are going to run back. And a nice jam on the putback for Fayetteville Tech. It's going to be Jaleel Green. First bucket of the ball game. About a minute and a half into the contest. Pretty good defense by the Trojans, and that ball will be turned over to Fayetteville Tech.
And that's the reward for a good defense there. I mean, that shot just underwhelming, and yet he stepped on the line when they looked like they might be able to get the rebound.
Fayetteville Tech comes into the game. They are the #1 defensive team in the conference. They allow only 76 points a ball game. They're having a little trouble on the offensive side to start the game.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication between the guards there, and Pitt thought his teammate was going to go more towards the corner, so they'll turn it over to the Yetis.
Jameer Brown and Jaden Pitt going at it. There's another turnover by the Yetis. And on the putback on the follow-up, that's McCormick. Nice hustle down the court to get the putback basket. Jumper missed by Brown. It's one and done for the Yetis as Fayetteville Tech controlling the glass. Pitt gets the ball off. There's going to be a cheap foul outside by Brown.
Yeah, easy one to call. They're going to say he got him around the chin and the shoulder, trying to drive to the rim.
First foul of the game. Fayetteville Tech up early, 4-0. 17 minutes left to go in this first half. Nice drive by Jackson. Had a good shot, just couldn't get it to go down. Jaden Pitt reaches in for the tie-up.
A lot of movement by the Yetis, just couldn't find the crease in the defense.
They're wanting to pound it inside for sure. Fayetteville Tech not having any of that.
Well, I would say they've got a moderate size advantage. I mean, Kreit certainly stands out, number 13 for the Yetis. He's a pretty big guy. He's athletic. We saw that when they played the Storm earlier this year. Pretty good ball player.
There is the jumper by Kreit. He misses. In the game now for the Yetis is Kyler Harris, and Harris goes strong to the hole and gets the first points of the game for Cleveland Community College. Nice strong rebound by Green. Fayetteville Tech not getting anything to go down. That's going to be a tie-up. Possession era belongs to the Trojans.
Well, you get the sense that both teams feel the tension that's on the line right now, and maybe they played a couple of tough games earlier this season. Because right now, it's physical.
Yeah, both of these teams, you would have to think, have to win this tournament to move on to the national tourney.
Might have been one too many pass on the part of the Trojans right there. Unfortunately, it looks like Tristan Harkins maybe favoring that left leg a little bit.
Yeah, he's coming off a little gimpy, and that's someone the Trojans can't afford to lose as they take a timeout. 13.7 points per game for Harkins. With 15:51 left to go in the first half, Kevin, we've got a tight ball game like we expected. Both teams kind of filling each other out offensively, not a lot happening. 4-2, Fayetteville Tech leads.
Yeah, it's defense so far, right? I think both teams are locked in defensively. I think both teams are content right now to, as you mentioned, feel each other out offensively a little bit and looking for the creases to see what sort of matchups they may be able to attack. I do think you probably have an advantage with Crite against much of Fayetteville Tech, so we'll see if they try to take advantage of his size and what he can bring to the table. The Trojans just need to attack a little bit more on their end, right? I think they've got some quick guards and they can get to the bucket. We saw that on the last play right there. Really good heads-up drive by Tristan Harkins. He might have just gone ahead and gone to the rim himself instead of giving it up. That unselfish play sometimes maybe one too many. So they'll fill that out, and these guys will get into the rhythm of it. I expect this to get going here shortly. But, yeah, low scoring and tough defense so far.
You know, I say that both of these teams have to win this tournament to make it to the Nationals, and I think that's a given. But not taking anything away from these two programs, these two teams both have the potential to win this tournament. I mean, good as chances as the teams that are remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, as we mentioned, both teams are playing well at the right time, and that will go a long way for you. And they're both, I think both of these teams, if you look at it and say, if either one of these teams were to win Region 10 and get that automatic bid, both of these teams could go out there to Danville and make a run at it out there as well. There's a lot of talent on the court today.
Nigel Vincent and Xavier Whitaker checking in for Fayetteville Tech. And Darian Ponders going to come in along with Keelan Flowers for the Yetis.
There's Trite working really hard to get it inside.
If they would have hit him a little sooner, he might have had an easy layup on that inbound. They couldn't get it to him. Flowers going to take a long three that's in and out, and Fayetteville Tech controls the boards. Boy, they are a strong rebounding team. Plus 10 rebounding advantage for the season. There's a long three and a miss by Pitt. And here come the Yetis. Actually, Harris is trying to do a tap dance in front of his bench, and he's going to step out of bounds. So neither team's hit from three-point range yet.
No.
Which is what we thought. Both of these teams really are kind of the same mold. Nice backdoor cut and a pass into Nigel Vincent for an easy Trojan bucket. Both of these teams are what you call blue-collar teams. Rebound well. They like to play inside, and they get to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's just good old-fashioned basketball. Except that's not blue collar.
Boy, that was a beautiful reverse layup there by Flowers. Fayetteville Tech looking for a hole in that Yeti defense. Very, very patient. Short jumper there by Whitaker. And the ball's going to turn over to the Yetis.
I think we got a foul on Fayetteville Tech. I think that's going to be on Jahil Green.
There's a nice pull-up short jumper by Ponders. We're all knotted up at 6 apiece.
Fayetteville Tech very content to work the shot clock.
Nice look inside by McCormick. He just couldn't get it to drop. And then running the break, Marcus Brown gets the bucket in transition.
Well, he got that rebound and went. And I think all three of the Fayetteville Tech guards that were out by the three-point line, none of them went after the ball, and he came out like a rocket and got a bucket.
8-6, Yetis lead. They come up with a steal. Flowers again, strong to the glass. He's made a couple of really nice, strong moves to the bucket. Cleveland up 10-6. Yetis almost come up with another steal there. I want to remind you, if you're following the action via the YouTube link, you can type in comments, live chat with us. We'll get those on the air for you, recognize you. Give a shout out to your team.
The team just able to find the bottom of the bucket.
No, and Fayetteville Tech getting looks. That one, Jones had a real nice look. Couldn't get the bank shot to fall in. Collar Harris now with the basketball. Going in against Harkins, and I think Harkins will be called for his first foul. A couple of shots coming up for the Yetis. Harris, sophomore out of Porter Ridge High School.
Almost 8 minutes in, these are the first free throws either team has taken.
Yep. That one looked good. 73% shooter on the season from the charity stripe. And Cleveland looking to double up now on the Trojans with this free throw. And they do. It's a 12-6 Yeti lead.
6'1" sophomore from Charlotte. Up there and sank two of them calmly.
Dejan McCormick now checks in for the Trojans. Xavier Whitaker drives to the bucket very strong. I think Cricht made him change that, not Cricht, that was Ponders that made him change the trajectory of that shot.
Yeah, I think early on you're seeing the height of the Yetis are really adjusting, making the Trojans adjust their shot. They're attacking the rim, but that last second you see the body move, the shoulders movement a little bit, and it just throws your shot off.
Whitaker going to be whistled for the foul. He's going to come out. Checking into the game is Sturdivant. Sturdivant with the basketball. Nice pass on the break to Melquan Jackson. 12-8 now. Cleveland up over the Trojans.
Jackson's first bucket of the game. He comes in averaging 10. It's another Trojan that they just need to get somebody rolling here. It's a tight ball game, so anybody's game for sure. Got a lot left to play, and either team that can start hitting some buckets, you can pull away very quickly if you catch fire.
Trojans working the ball around, trying to find an open shot. There's a three in the corner. That's good. That's our first three-point shot of the game. That was Jalen Sturdivant. Well, Fayetteville Tech crawls back to within one. The winner of this game will face the Storm of Davidson-Davie Community College tomorrow. Nice shot there by Ponders, and I see Coach Matt Ridge and some of the Storm players sitting across the way. They'll watch this game to see who they play tomorrow.
Well, it's great elevation and shot by Ponders there. It's textbook. Get your feet underneath you and elevate and knock it down. And he did it right there.
Nice anticipation and a steal by Perkins, and Perkins is going to get fouled by Melquan Jackson on the drive. A couple of shots for Ponders. That's the 4th team foul for Fayetteville Tech, and we've got a break in the action. 10:32. Fayetteville Tech trails Cleveland 14-11.
The Grammy goes to Pecados y Milagros by Lila Downs.
Thank you so much, Mama, for feeding me through my belly button the wisdom and the strength to love through music. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Viva Mexico.
Welcome back to the Schwartz Center. Miles Poole along with Kevin Gardner here from the campus of Cape Fear Community College, the Division II Region 10 Men's Championship tournament this weekend. This is our second game of the day. This is the number 4 Fayetteville Tech Trojan game against the number 5 seeded Cleveland Community College Yetis. Kevin, we're early in the ball game. 10:32 left to go in the first half, and Cleveland leads 14-11, but both teams really still trying to get on track offensively. It's been a defensive battle so far.
Yeah, so far, I mean, you got two teams right now that both of them are attacking the rim and just not really able to finish when they get the opportunities. Not shooting a lot of free throws, and that's usually what happens when no one's going towards the rim.
Antonio Perkins gets his first free throw. He is a redshirt freshman out of Northside Christian High School. And the second free throw is missed. Rebound by Jalil Green. Again, nice drive to the bucket by Jackson. He couldn't get it to go down, but he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. The foul's going to be on Jared Taylor. Second team foul against the Yetis.
Jackson's just a 63% free throw shooter on the season, but that one looked pretty good going through.
Jackson's got 3 points now, and Fayetteville Tech draws a little closer. The Yetis up 15-12, and Jackson's going to miss the second of that. Approaching the midway point of the first half. Pull-up jumper short by Ponders. The Yetis come away with a steal, but they turn it right back over. And then we're going to get a foul called. I think that's going to be on Antonio Perkins. And it is. That'll be Perkins' first foul. Only the third team foul for Cleveland. Theo, the Trojan mascot, is watching on YouTube. Also, Dan Truey says, sounding great, Miles and Kevin. Excited you guys are on the call. Dan, thanks for chiming in there. Another foul. That one's going to be on Perkins. And Fayetteville Tech, I mean, obviously their plan is to go inside. I mean, they want to get that ball inside.
Yeah, and I think if you can attack the size that they've got, then you can start maybe pile up a few fouls. Fayetteville Tech is notorious for being able to be physical, get inside, get to the free throw line, and it's really a pretty good free throw shooting team. So I think that's a strategy. When you've got a little bit of a size mismatch, you can't be afraid to go right at them. You go right at the chest. You don't go around, you go right through.
Yep.
As long as you're not drawing a charge, it usually ends up in your favor by the end of the game.
Green gets one of those. He's got 3 points now, and it's A 2-point game. Cleveland 15, Fayetteville Tech 13, 9:45 left in the first half. A nice defensive effort there by Jaden Pitt getting the tie up. It'll stay with the Yetis though.
Yeah, the Yeti ball handler went right into the heart of the defense there in the lane.
That's Flowers with another layup inside. He's got 6, all 6 from layups.
Yeah, the Yetis will take his start. He comes in averaging on a little over 8 a game, so if he's got 6 early, that's certainly a help to lift him up.
Nice little turnaround jumper by Green. Green's got 5. He's starting to heat up just a little bit. Flowers wants to take the drive to the bucket again. And a good job of Green, not swatting down at the ball. He's the second leading blocker in the conference, and he showed you why there, and there is a foul. Foul's going to be called on Crite. No, it's going to be called on Brown.
Yeah, and you talk about the last possession with Green trying to defend Crite. I mean, Crite working hard, kept getting it. Now, that's easy. That first time you don't get that offensive, you don't get the rebound, you give up the offensive rebound. The second time you don't stop them, but then to still be patient and not give up the foul on that third attempt by Crite. Tons of credit to Green, keeping his head, playing good defense, smart ball player, staying out of foul trouble.
Great discipline. McCormick on the free throw line to shoot a couple. His first one is good. Check it into the game now for Fayetteville Tech. It's Melquan Jackson. He's going to check Jalen Sturdivant. Daniel McCormick out of Salina, Kansas. Misses the second free throw. Kyler Harris will bring it up for the Yetis. Kicks it over to Flowers. Flowers looking for an opening inside. Can't get it. Almost loses the ball. 2 on the shot clock. I don't know that that ball hit the rim. I believe that's going to be a shot clock violation. That'll be a Trojan basketball. No, they're going to call a foul on Junior Montgomery.
And that's a tough break because if it doesn't hit the rim and the shot clock expires, it's a dead ball at that point. Instead, the Yetis pick up a foul and lose the possession.
The Trojans can go back on top with a bucket here. A little loose with that basketball. Green. Over to McCormick. They got the shot they wanted. They just couldn't get it to go down. And they say it's out of bounds off the Trojans.
Yeah, neither team. I mean, they're getting to the rim, just neither team able to finish. And that's been the story of the first half of Fayetteville Tech. I mean, they've gotten a lot of good looks within 2 or 3 feet, but they've been unable to convert. And so find themselves still down 17-16.
Got a timeout on the court at the 7:56 mark with Cleveland leading Fayetteville Tech 17-16. We'll take a break. We'll be back at the to the Schwartz Center in just a moment.
Where's Napoleon? That gets a block for Boss.
Go!
We're back here at the Schwartz Center, Cape Fear Community College. Kevin, Cleveland up 17-16, but We're talking there during the break. Not a lot of energy we're seeing on the court right now.
Yeah, both teams very content to go into a half-court offense. You know, no one's getting a lot of deflections. Nobody's getting out and running right now. It's very much half-court. And, you know, there have been some slashing to the rim, but neither team's been able to finish. I mean, so a close game thus far. I got to tell you, if either team can start making some buckets, they'd probably pull away pretty quick.
Kyler Harris will bring the ball up for the Yetis. He's being guarded by Jaden Pitt. Kicking inside. Nice spin move, but they just can't get the shot off. I thought Cripe made a good move. Gets the loose ball, can't get the layup, and missing a couple of easy shots inside.
Yeah, coaching staff over at Cleveland, Coach Pierce will be lamenting the fact that Cripe has really, these last 2 or 3 possessions, has missed a couple of point-blank looks, and they'll need him to knock those down, finish those plays if they're going to win the basketball game.
Well, Cripe comes out of the game, and in his place is big 6'9" Jared Taylor, so they don't lose a lot of height at all. We've got a foul against Fayetteville Tech. Foul's going to be on Melquan Jackson. That'll be Jackson's second. And Junior Montgomery steps up to the free throw line, hits his first.
Comes in averaging just a little under 4 points a game.
56% free throw shooter, so if the stats hold true, he misses this one. And they don't. Gets them both. Nice job,
did the Yetis a favor.
Yeah, that's right.
There.
19-16, Yetis up over the Trojans. 7:25 left to go in this first half. A lot at stake in this ball game. The winner continues on with their season. The loser will get ready for next year. Nice spin move inside by Pitt. It really is a winner go home, right?
Yeah, with the at-large bids available, that's something that probably Davidson Davey could look at if they needed to be in that spot. But the rest of his teams in Region 10 probably need to pick up a win on Friday evening in order to punch a ticket to Danville, Illinois.
Green had another block. And the Yetis just can't score on the break, missing it right around the rim. They're getting the looks. Finally, that ball tipped in by Collick. 21-18, Cleveland up. The long three, a rare three and a miss, but Green gets the rebound and he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
It's Green saving the possession there because it was a long three-pointer that looked bad when it came out of the hand, and Green attacked the rim. Now he's going to get a chance to shoot a couple of free throws.
Foul was on Kevin Collick, his first. That is the 17th foul now on the Yetis. Green gets the first free throw.
He's got 6 so far in the game.
Wholesale substitutions now for the Yetis. McCormick comes in. Also, Tristan Harkins comes in. Tristan shaken up early in the ball game. He's not been really effective here in the first half. Green makes the second free throw.
Yeah, Tristan's a very quick ball player, and he uses that speed and a good first step to create space for himself. And I just wonder if he's been able to do that since he was shaken up early.
Oh, Green goes up again for a block.
Might have been a situation where he might have been able to grab it. I don't think that ball was going to make it anywhere near the rim, to be honest.
Darian Ponder will spell Junior Montgomery for the Yetis. And the Yetis will inbound it under their own basket. NJCAA action here, Region 10 tourney time. Nice quick hands by Pitt. Good slash to the basket and a bucket by Sturdivant.
Things are starting to pick up a little bit now.
Now Fayetteville Tech with a steal, a takeaway. And Pitt going to be fouled driving to the bucket by Marcus Brown. Yeah, you get a sense the pace is starting to pick up a little bit, and it seems like Fayetteville Tech's forcing the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, and Fayetteville Tech, I mean, they've been going right at the big men of the Yetis all game. They've just been unable to finish. This time, Pitt, the 79% free throw shooter, finds his way to the line. But that's exactly what you've got to do, is go straight at them. Get to the free throw line and convert if you have to, but go straight at the Yetis.
James Jones comes in for Jaleel Green. Green, some really good minutes for the Trojans. Jaden Pitt going to leave that second free throw short. 2-point lead for the Trojans. Pride trying to take Ponders trying to take everyone one-on-one is going to lose the ball, and it will be a turnover to the Trojans.
Yeah, McDaniel McLeod is able to get his hands in there on the ball and create the turnover. Excuse me, McDaniel McCormick.
McCormick's going to get fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Call that foul on Harris.
McCormick comes in shooting 70% from the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 so far today.
That's 4 points now. Gets them both to go down. They look good. 4-point lead now by the Trojans. There's a steal. Nice hands by Harkins. There's a 3-point miss by Sturdivant, and
great position by Jones going for the offensive rebound. The Yetis had to come over the back and knock it out, but he did a great job. He didn't get credit for the offensive rebound, but he created the possession.
On the break, they're going to whistle James Jones for a foul. Coach Hurd not happy with that. Coach Brian Hurd received Coach of the Year award at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, he did, and good for him. I mean, congratulations to Coach Hurd. This is still a relatively young program. I think 6th or 7th year for Fayetteville Tech, something along those lines. And they've built a lot of consistency there and continue to make the program better and better.
Coach in his 5th season there with the Trojans. Before there, he coached at Central Carolina for about 8 years, I think. Flowers getting the ball up quickly. And the big guy, Jared Taylor, going to get another bucket inside.
It's 2 in a row for him these last 2 possessions.
I'll tell you, as a coach, with a guy with some athleticism and 6'9", you'd love to have that to work with, wouldn't you?
Yeah, every time.
Marcus Brown steps out of bounds. It'll be Trojan ball. We got timeout on the court at the 3:47 mark of the first half. We're 25-25. We'll be back to the Cape Fear Community College campus in just a moment.
Where's Napoleon? like it's a spot for bus.
Go.
Welcome back to the Schwartz Center. Miles Poole along with Kevin Gardner with you here for second matchup of the day. The first game, Davidson-Davie, the Storm, didn't start coming on until late in the game, but they were able to put away Central Carolina by the final score of 86-71, a game that was really much closer than that final score indicated.
Yeah, that was a 6-point lead for Central Carolina at the half, and they held on to a lead until about 10 minutes left in the second half, and the Storm were able to get by. They got out to as much as an 18-point lead, but honestly, you never felt like the Cougars were ever really out of it. Made a small run at the end and didn't quite have enough to make it back, but great ball game by Central Carolina to start off quarterfinal action here in Wilmington at Cape Fear Community College in lovely downtown Wilmington.
So the Storm is moving. They are moving on. They're in the stands watching this. They face the winner of this game tomorrow. And right now it's anyone's game. The Trojans and the Yetis are all knotted up at 25 apiece. 3:47 left to go in this first half. It's Trojan basketball. Jaden Pitt working the point for Fayetteville Tech. Kicks it over to Sturdivant. He loses the ball, gets a shot up.
I think he more or less just flicked it up before he traveled. He was headed toward the ground.
McCormick was able to snag it. There's a long three-point shot by Harkins that fell way short.
It was 2 feet behind an NBA line right there. It was a deep three-pointer.
Short and to the left. Taylor with the basketball, top of the key. Gonna drive inside. Nice drive, but couldn't finish. I think Green had something to do with that. And Green had something to do with that again. Taylor had an easy dunk, but I think Green changed the trajectory of that and made a nice defensive play. Good pass to McCormick. McCormick loses the ball out of bounds off of Kyler Harris.
I'm not sure how that happened.
I don't either.
He had the Yeti defender in the air going past him, and I think as it came down, maybe the defender's knee got the basketball. Thought for sure that he had given the great pump fake and was going to have an easy layup. Still be Fayetteville Tech ball, but
Sturdivant on the drive. It's it over to Green. Green, that ball gets rejected by Taylor. Taylor didn't get the start, but he's had some really solid minutes here in this first half for the Yetis.
yeah, he has. I mean, he's a good-looking ball player. As you mentioned, he's big. He looks athletic. I mean, he's a good ball player, and he's come in here where they've really needed it when Crichton hasn't been available as much in the first half. Taylor's had some outstanding minutes, in particular defensively. Now, finishing around the rim has been a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
Now, Green's had an impact on that for Fayetteville Tech, so don't lose sight of that. But the Yeti coaching staff would love to see Taylor knock in a couple of those, within 2 feet.
Flowers going to drive inside. Can't get the bucket to go down. A lot of missed inside shots for both teams, really. There's a wide open three and a miss by Vincent. Those aren't even close. Final minute and 30 seconds of the half coming up here. Pull-up jumper short by Collick. And Fayetteville Tech attacks the rim. And Jaden Pitt will shoot some free throws. Let's see who that's on. It might be on Brown. It is. Marcus Brown picks up his second foul.
Pitt again there, good job of just attacking the rim, but buckets of any sort have been tough to come by for either team here in the first half. Minute 18 left. Just 25 apiece.
Low-scoring ball game. And those are the kind of games that Fayetteville Tech likes. That's what they like. Close ball games, low-scoring games. Pitt's first free throw is good. They lead by 1, 26-25, and Pitt has 4 points. Make it 5. Fayetteville Tech going to pick up some full court pressure, but Coach Grayson Pierce going to take a timeout here with 1:15 left to go in this first half. We'll keep it right here. Your score, Fayetteville Tech up 27-25 over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. Kevin, any surprises in this first half?
You know, I think overall just the lack of finishing around the rim for both teams. I mean, we've got a close ball game right now, so if you just pick up the score, you're thinking tough contest. I would tell you both teams have had the opportunity to really separate themselves. They've just not been able to finish around the rim. Both teams are getting there. They're doing the things they're supposed to do. I think if you're looking at Fayetteville Tech, they were adjusting some shots early to try to get around Crite and Taylor, and I think that had an impact on them. The Yetis is just, they've gotten there. It's just point-blank shots. They've just missed, well, nothing more than just layups. So either coach is looking for their team to just execute around the rim a little bit more, and that's probably been the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah, Fayetteville Tech, a very good defensive team, but the Yetis, pretty high-powered offense. I mean, they average about almost 89 points a ball game, and they're nowhere near that here as we on pace for that as we near the end of the first half. Harkins with a steal, good anticipation. And he can't get the layup to go. Again, another missed shot around the bucket. Those will give coaches nightmares.
Yeah, there's been a lot more misses than there have makes in this game. And we're talking about layups.
Oh, yeah. Flowers, he's going to miss one inside. That ball, I think Green had a little bit to do with that miss. Harkins, pass over to Sturdivant. That three is good. That's Jalen's second three of the game. And the Trojans now on top by 5, 30-25 with 15 seconds left to go in this first half. The Yetis will play for the last shot. If they try to get it inside to the big guy. I think Green got a piece of that. And the Yetis miss a putback inside. 2 seconds left. Sturdivant shot at the buzzer, no good. So we go into halftime with Fayetteville Tech up over the Yetis of Cleveland, 30-25. Well, welcome back. Halftime here at the Cape Fear Community College. We're at the Schwartz Center, the Region 10 Division II Men's Championship Tournament. Kevin Garner and Miles Poole with you in the battle right now between Fayetteville Tech and the Yetis of Cleveland Community College is one that's a low-scoring contest, Kevin. 30-25, the Trojans right now on top of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think early on this has been a ball game where neither team's been really able to establish themselves. I mean, both teams have gotten around the rim, but there's been a whole lot of misses. I do think, again, as I mentioned, there late in the first half that Fayetteville Tech adjusted some shots that I feel like they didn't necessarily have to. They had a little bit more success when they went right at the bigger players of Cleveland, whether that's Crite or Taylor. And that led, I think, late in the half is where Fayetteville Tech was able to build a little bit of the lead. But, yeah, I mean, not a lot of scoring. And as we see in front of us here, I mean, your leading scorers for Fayetteville Tech, the start of it, he's got 8, and Flowers for Cleveland Community College only have 6. I mean, there's not a single player in double digits because there's not a lot of double digits to hand out right now at 30-25. I think if you look at it, if you're both coaches right now would look at this half and say, hey, guys, we didn't necessarily play a good half. We missed a lot of shots around the rim. We had some sloppy possessions. In transition, we lost the ball. We didn't take care of it. Even when we did get out in the break, maybe didn't make the right pass or almost, too unselfish at times. But both teams can look at this right now and say, listen, if we will start executing, we're going to be able to pull away from this other team because neither team separated themselves right now. So it's as much about execution and coming out here in the second half and wanting to finish around the rim as it is anything else. And I think both teams, they're going to want to buy into that. Now, Fayetteville Tech here with 10 minutes left before the half ends, they're the ones still coming right back out of the locker room as they just passed by us grabbing some balls to go get warmed up with and shoot going into the second half here. But we'll see who has the right attitude because at this point it's an attitude situation of how are you going to look at this. You haven't played well, so how do you feel when you come out here? Are you determined to turn the corner? Or what's the speech like? And perhaps two different coaches with two different methodologies of how that may happen. But I'm not sure I want to be in the locker room of either one if I'm a player for either one of these teams right now.
Well, and the thing about your notable stats, you talked about the scoring leaders. Both of those guys came off the bench. They weren't even starters. So Sturdivant had a couple of threes. Flowers had 3 layups that he was able to get. But other than that, not a whole lot of offensive highlights, like you said. Opportunities, but pretty good defensive play. And I think you're right. I think the height, both of these teams have a couple of big guys that create havoc inside. That being Crite and Taylor for the Yetis. But Jaleel Green for Fayetteville Tech, I think, is also making a difference underneath the board for the Trojans.
Yeah, the 6'8 Greensboro native, I got to tell you, if he doesn't have at least 4 block shots right now, he's probably redirected at least 6. And he's done it time after time. I think there's probably been at least 3 possessions that I can think of where the Yetis got multiple attempts point blank trying to get up and over Green, and they were unable to do it. And so he was a force that he made his presence known in there. I mean, you look at the lineup, and he is the one individual they've got over 6'5". I mean, the other one is McCormick, and, they list him as a guard. But, Jalen Green, I mean, he is the sole inside presence that can match the height of the Yetis. And, boy, he's had an incredible game defensively so far.
Second half coming up momentarily here at the Schwartz Center, and this is game 2 of 4 for us today. The first game, Davis and Davie beat the Cougars of Central Carolina 86-71, so they'll face the winner of this game. And the game times tomorrow are?
The first game will be at 6:30 p.m.
Okay.
And that'll be, as you mentioned, between Davidson-Davie and the winner of the game in front of us right now. The second semifinal game will take place at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. And that, of course, will be decided by our between the quarterfinals later tonight, where we have Brighton and Stratton facing off against Lewisburg at 5 p.m. and then number 3 Pitt facing off against number 6 Catawba Valley at 7 p.m. So, again, they'll play after Davidson-Davie, and the winner of this game tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Championship game on the 7th. That's Friday at 7 p.m. So still a couple of days of basketball left. A lot of games left for us. But I think a lot of great basketball left tonight. I think the second half of this one's going to be great. And then those two games tonight promise to be intriguing as well.
Well, the winner of this tournament is going to make it to the national championship, and they'll be at the Mary Miller Center in Danville, Illinois on March 17th through the 22nd. You got to win this thing. Easier said than done. A lot of really good teams here in Region 10, and boy, we're a long way from deciding that. This is a great game here. Fayetteville Tech and Cleveland, both of these teams have opportunities to win that and get the national tourney ticket punched. But again, it's a hard climb for anybody that wants to do that here. 30-25, the Trojans lead the Yetis here at halftime. Welcome back. At the half, Fayetteville Tech leads the Yetis of Cleveland Community College 30-28. I'm Miles Poole along with Kevin Garner. This is game 2 of this Region 10 D2 Men's Championship tournament. And Kevin, we've got a good one on our hands here. A game that was tightly contested by both defenses in the first half. A low-scoring game, but one where right now any team still has the capability of going on and winning this thing. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think both head coaches have probably made that comment to their team in the locker room as, guys, we got a lot left to play for. There's no reason for our season to end tonight. But both teams are going to say, listen, we've got to execute around the rim. We're getting there. We're making the plays. We just have to finish and put some points on the board. I think we'll be up for a good second half here. But, you just got to both teams want to finish and they want to play tomorrow. Both teams have to look at it and say, let's win no matter what it takes. And it kind of feels that way right now. This is a win in advance kind of feeling right now. It's been a bit of a slog. Right, and sometimes if you're going to win a conference tournament, you have to have that game where maybe you're just not playing well, but you still find a way to win. Get that victory, get the W, and move on.
Well, these two teams are the hottest teams, I think, in Region 10 right now. 8-game winning streak coming into this for Fayetteville Tech. 6-game winning streak for Cleveland Community College. Hey, I want to thank the SID here, Jess Clark, for helping us. Number one, she schooled us up on the software here, which is really good, and you've done a great job putting all that together. But just getting us on the air, the hospitality here at Cape Fear Community College has been outstanding.
Yeah, a great facility here, beautiful downtown Wilmington. No, the weather's not perfect today, but what a lovely city. And Cape Fear has a nice facility here. I think they referenced it was they did some renovations here in 2020. Great seating, a nice board up here. And so just a really nice facility. So we appreciate their hospitality and excited to be here on the call for a couple days.
Well, it's going to be a great second half of action coming up at 5 o'clock. It's game number 3. The number 2 seed Bryant and Stratton Bobcats are going to face the Hurricanes of number 7, the 7th seed Lewisburg. And boy, speaking of Hurricanes, I was watching out during the first half, looking out the window, just heavy rains and wind outside. It's nice and warm and safe in here, but a lot of weather going on outside the Schwartz Center here in Wilmington. Thankfully, we never lost power.
No, we did not. We're in good shape here. Prepared for a hurricane, perhaps, here in the Wilmington area.
Yes.
So get the second half started, and it should be a good one.
It's got to be Harkins, Green, McCormick, Jackson, and Pitt for Fayetteville Tech. And for the Yetis, we'll set those lineups for you. Collick, Jared Taylor are going to get the start. Flowers, Brown, and Collick. Again, a missed inside shot by the Yetis.
Yeah, McCormick with a nice handoff to Green. He just lost it on the way up.
Couldn't finish it, could he? Well, the winner of this game is going to advance tomorrow to play Davidson-Davie Community College in the semifinals. And they're going to turn that ball back over to the Yetis. I'm not sure what that call was there, Kevin.
So there were two Fayetteville Tech players beside each other, and one was standing out of bounds, and while he wasn't in possession, the ball touched him on the stomach.
That's a turnover for Fayetteville Tech.
That is an unfortunate break.
That was an ugly shot there by Taylor.
It'll reset over here in front of us.
Well, we're a minute into the second half. No one scored yet. Kind of started the way the first half did. Elquan Jackson going to drive to the bucket and get fouled by Collick. Second foul.
Jackson comes in averaging 10 a game, and right now only 3. I mean, he's one of several, Tristan Harkins included, perhaps Jaden Pitt, that for Fayetteville Tech would love to see get rolling.
Jackson, free throw is good. Trojans up now by 6. In this kind of game, a 6-point lead is nice. Second shot is good.
In this game, a 7-point game, so it feels like the span of the Grand Canyon if you're looking up there.
I know. Yetis bring it up court. It's Marcus Brown. Kicks it over to Jamar Brown. Back to Marcus. Back to Jameer. Collick going to pull up for a jumper. It's going to be short. And here comes Harkins. Harkins drives to the bucket.
They're going to call goaltending on Green on the putback.
Now, I thought they were looking for a goaltend on Jared Taylor to start with. I look at it here on the replay on here, and it'll be Yetis basketball. Flowers steps on the out-of-bounds line. It's a turnover. So a little bit of an ugly start here in the second half.
Coach Hurd still looking for an explanation on the last possession where Fayetteville Tech was called for goaltending.
Yeah, wasn't real happy with that call, was he?
No.
Cormack. This is a shot, and I think they're going to get Green with an over the back. No, let's see.
Ooh, they called on Taylor, I believe.
Called it on Taylor. A little bit of shove underneath there by Jared.
Looked like he had good position, too. I'm not sure he needed to do anything extra.
He's going to come out. Trey Crichton will check in.
Again, you mentioned Taylor had some really good minutes in the first half, especially defensively, so it's a miss right now for the Yetis.
Both Crichton and Taylor are freshmen, so they'll be back next year. Yetis will be a force to be reckoned with. Only the second year of this program. Got to call a whistle and a foul on McCormick. That's his first. Yeah, Grayson Pierce in his second season, and the program's only 2 years old. They were 17-13 last year. Pretty good first year for Cleveland Community College.
Yeah, they've been able to recruit very, very well down there to Shelby, and there's a lot of good athletics there. I mean, they've got a very large baseball team, softball program, so a lot of athletics at the school down there. And they've made a commitment to try to grow the basketball program.
Well, they've had a couple of big wins this year in their second season. Beat a couple of teams ahead of them. They hammered Pitt 90-65, and they recently beat DDCC 87-81, I believe, in February. Turnover by the Trojans. Here come the Yetis. A little behind the back dribble by Brown. And inside, that's Trey Crichton. That's Crichton's first bucket of the game.
The Yetis had a 3-on-1 on that break and worked it around a little bit. They finally got the bucket, but I felt like they probably made that a little bit more difficult than it needed to be.
I think the behind-the-back dribble by Moore was one that he just didn't see the open guys. Nice drive inside. Burnett. Pitt for three. Jaden Pitt puts Fayetteville Tech up now by 9, 37-28. And that's going to be a foul on Jameer Brown. An illegal screen. And now the momentum starts to shift to the Trojans.
Yeah, and you can feel that momentum on the Trojans sideline right now.
That three-point shot by Pitt was huge.
Yeah, if he scored on 2 possessions in a row, I believe, and boy, he's taken over.
He goes inside, can't get the layup, but a nice tip by Green. It's a double-digit lead now for the Trojans. Pitt with a steal. Still going to be Trojan basketball. Yeah, Pitt has upped his game up in the last couple of minutes, Kevin.
Yeah, he's up to 10 points on the night, but boy, I got to tell you, it's more about being the spark plug of the offense right now on the team. There's a lot of momentum in the Trojan court.
McCormick drives to the bucket, gets his defender in the air, and he's going to be fouled. Foul's going to be on Marcus Brown, his third. Good job by McCormick recognizing the double team, and he just faked the shot, got both guys up in the air, and drew the foul. Vicky Britton watching on the YouTube. She's pulling for Fayetteville, says, let's go Trojans.
McCormick, the 6'5". Sophomore from Kansas. Kind of believe with the size and the agility he's got that he should have an opportunity to play at the 4-year level somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I think you're right. Nice follow-up there by Kreit. Fayetteville Tech now with an 11-point lead, 41-40.
Yeah, I think if you're the Yetis, you want to see Kreit finishing around the rim a little bit more here in the second half. They've got to find some buckets, and it's been hard to come by so far. He might be the answer.
Fayetteville Tech turns it over inside. Flowers, a nice move. Couldn't finish the shot, but made a great move to get open and had a nice look at the bucket, but couldn't get it to go down.
And there again, Kreit missed the tap in on the rebound. You thought he might have had a good look at the offensive putback.
Yetis are going to go back at this game and look at film, and they're going to see they missed a lot. They missed a lot of shots around the rim. There's a three by Harkins. His first bucket of the game is huge.
There's Pitt on the ground going for the ball, trying to create defensively.
And McCormick's going to be fouled. That's going to be on Darian Ponders. And Fayetteville Tech has opened up their largest lead of the game. 14-point lead, 44-30.
As a Cape Fear grad, you have options. Maybe too many options. Are you ready? Get started at Cape Fear today.
Welcome back to the Schwartz Center. Fayetteville Tech leads at 44-30 in this matchup between the 4th and 5th seed. In this Region 10 Men's Championship, Kevin, you get a feeling that momentum has really shifted now to Fayetteville Tech, and they're starting to be on the verge of opening this thing up here.
Yeah, some of those possessions in the first half where they created offense or defense to offense with some turnovers and they got out and ran, now they've been able to convert on that here in the second half where they weren't in the first. Yetis are still struggling. This is 25 points at the half, and now so 5 minutes in, they've only scored 5 points. They're still struggling around the rim. If you're the Yetis, you'd really like to see your big men start to finish around the rim. Kreit in the last couple possessions, some point-blank put-back opportunities, and just got to finish on those. That's been the story of the game so far for the Yetis, and Fayetteville started to turn the corner.
Yetis now with some full court pressure. Jaden Pitt controlling things for Fayetteville Tech. He's been the spark here in the second half for the Trojans. Harkins thought about the step back three, throws it away. Kreit with the steal. Collick's going to get his defender up in the air, and he'll draw a foul. The foul will be on Melquan Jackson. Melquan's third.
It's another situation, though, if it's a 3-on-1 break. I mean, they've got the numbers, and it seems like the Yetis are pulling up and looking for something else to happen. Let's just go to the rim and attack.
Collick, 79% free throw shooter, nails his first. 44-31, Fayetteville Tech up. There's 14:32 left to go in this Second half, a lot of time. Collett gets his second free throw. It's a 12-point Trojan lead. Jaden Pitt, sophomore out of Farmville, North Carolina. Farmville Central has been the spark plug for Fayetteville Tech here in the second half. Started up with the three. That's his third three of the game. 15-point lead now for FTCC.
Well, speaking of three-pointers, the Yetis are still yet to hit a three-pointer in this game. They could use one right now. But
boy, nice block by Harkins. Well, Green on the tip. The bucket will not count. It was in the cylinder. So they'll wave that off.
That is the second time it's happened, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm enjoying watching Green play because he's been able to do it twice. Boy, he's athletic, and he's not afraid to go after the offensive rebound.
He can elevate, can he? There's a miss by Ponders, and Harkins is going to control the boards. Jameer Brown will foul Pitt as he heads to the basket.
They're going to get that on the floor, so I don't think we've got free throws coming.
They'll call that on Perkins. That will be his third. I want to say hello to Bob Hirschbach. Bob and Alice Hirschbach watching from Ohio. That's they are Tristan Harkins' grandparents. So hello, Bob and Alice. The winner of this game will continue with their season. The loser will take inventory, as they like to say. Jaden Pitt. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Harkins will be charged with a reach-in foul there. Harkins will come out. In comes Xavier Whitaker.
For Harkins, that may have been just a bit of a frustration foul after he didn't make the best entry pass. And I think he tried to make up for it a little too strongly there.
Nice inside jumper for Jameer Brown. The Yetis stop the bleeding, if you will. A nice inside pass to Whitaker, but he misses the shot. Scramble for the loose ball, and the Yetis are going to come away with it. Flowers loses the ball. Ball's going everywhere, Kevin.
Game of ping pong broke out.
Cricht gets the board, the bucket, and the foul. Good job on the glass by Cricht. They're going to call Pitt with the foul.
You kind of feel like maybe the Trojans had an opportunity to separate it out, maybe put this game away, and we'll see if Cleveland, they can take advantage of the opportunity that Fayetteville maybe missed a few shots, made some turnovers, and left the opportunity open for Cleveland to climb back in.
Well, they've cut the lead now to 10. It was 15. 12-15 left to go in the second half. Nigel Vincent with the basketball, drives to the hole. He's going to be fouled and gets the bucket. What a strong, strong move by Vincent. Foul will be on Keelan Flowers.
Yeah, that's one of those that, I mean, once you get inside and, you know, in a game where you're trying to put the other team away, 3-point opportunities can make a big difference, right? And it can be easily be able to be knocked off his game. I mean, he comes in at, he's 6'2". He's not like he's a little guy, but certainly he went among the trees and was not afraid to get the foul and get the bucket.
This is the free throw. And have a foul whistle and a foul called on Xavier Whitaker, his second. Got timeout on the court. 11:52 in the second half, left in the second half. Fayetteville Tech with a 12-point lead over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College, 49-37. We'll be back after this break.
Perfect combo includes 2 pizzas, 2 sides, and a 2-liter bottle of Coke. So we were asking real people how much they think all of this costs.
35, 45, 50.
$19.99. I'm about to order that when I get home. It's Domino's Perfect Combo, and it's all just $19.99.
We're back. Hey, I want to say hello to Kathy McCormick. Kathy McCormick's pulling for the Trojans. She says, let's go FTCC Trojans. T-John's grandmother watching from Fayetteville, North Carolina. So getting a lot of grandparents chiming in here. We appreciate you following the game. And Kevin, it's a good game right now.
It's a very good game. I think Fayetteville Tech has found a little bit of breathing room here in the second half, but the Yetis have kind of done what they need to keep it within striking distance. And right now, you say 12 points with 12 minutes left. No reason the Yetis, if they can get it, finish a few buckets inside, there's no reason why they can't get right back in this thing and make a game of it, try to keep playing and to go on and face the Storm of Davidson-Davie tomorrow. The Yetis are up to the free throw line and ready to go. So the Trojans talking it over, and they're making their way out to the court now.
Jameer Brown on the line. He is an 80% free throw shooter on the season. Had a quiet game today, only 2 points. Gets that free throw. Has a chance to cut the lead to 10 with this one. And the free throw is good.
Yeah, just like that, the Yetis cut it to 10, and if you get a stop right here, you back to single digits, you get a little bit of momentum, you get back in this ball game.
Yeah, Yetis trying to make a little bit of a run here. Beautiful, beautiful alley-oop from Nigel Vincent to Jaleel Green. And then a steal by Vincent, and the alley-oop. Layup by Vincent. He's going to be fouled, and he gets the bucket. What a great, great turnaround there by the Trojans. 4 points in about 10 seconds, and they're going to get a chance to get a fifth one here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's finishing strong at the hole by Vincent. I mean, that's twice in a row we've seen that. I mean, he only had 2 in the first half. He's got 4 right now, and these have been critical here with the Yetis trying to make a run. And he's putting a stop to it single-handedly with his physical play. 7 points. I mean, he's beat his season average right there at 6.5.
The Yetis had cut that lead down to 10, and just like that, you blink and it's back up to 15. There's a missed putback by Kreit. We've seen a few of those today. There's a long 3 and a missed shot by Pitt. It'll be Yetis' ball. I'm not sure that's the shot that Coach Hurd wanted them to take.
Clearly an animated Coach Hurd would indicate no, not the shot he was looking for. I'm not sure what he wanted, but he did not want that one.
He didn't want that one, no, you're right. That was well beyond the arc, too.
Typical Coach Hurd energy.
You got to love it. Flowers from 3. Can't hit from distance, and Green's going to snag the board. .41 left to go now in the second half. Fayetteville Tech trying to maintain that 15-point lead. Sturdivant for 3, misses. But there's that guy Green inside. Man, he is a difference maker. 13 now for Jalil. Harkins with a rebound, gonna push it up the court. Thought about taking a three, kicks it over to Pitt. Sturdivant will hit from three. "20-point lead now for Fayetteville Tech, and the Yetis, like the air's coming out of this one.
Sturdivant's had a really good game so far. I think I've got him at 14 right now. He's playing well.
Bucket inside by Crite. Timeout on the court.
Crite a better second half. He's scored 9 so far in the second half, but as we talked about, I think it's critical if you want to try to get some more points on the board. You need him to be able to really complete a lot inside, but so for as many as he's hit, I think there's been a few that he's also lost as well, and so I think that's right now. Fayetteville Tech's been able to take it to the Yetis and build this 18-point lead. And I think as you look over the 9 minutes, 34 seconds that are left in this, the Yetis start to have a little bit of sense of urgency. You don't have to go out here and knock down three-pointers. They haven't hit one yet today. So that's probably not going to be the element. What it means now is every single possession offensively matters for them. Fayetteville Tech, obviously, they can miss a few shots, but the Yetis need to start digging into it. If you can get it at the 5-minute mark, if you can get it down to 10, you kind of start to see where you can chip your way back into it. But if they don't start having a little bit of momentum, really making every possession matter, it's going to be tough for them to get back into it.
Well, basketball is certainly a game of runs, and we've seen the Yetis make one run here in the second half, and they've chipped into what at one point was a 15-point lead, and it looked like the momentum had shifted back in their favor. Then a couple of turnovers and a quick 5 points by Fayetteville Tech changed the whole momentum of things, and they're back up on top now by 18. So we'll see if the Yetis can muster another stand here. 59-41 with 9:20 left to go in this second half. Fayetteville Tech over to Vincent. Vincent misses the shot. Sturdivant's there to put it back. 20-point lead again now for Fayetteville Tech. Sturdivant almost with a steal there, or Harkins. Junior Montgomery comes out. In comes big Jared Taylor back into the lineup for the Yetis. He's calling for the basketball down low. Let's see if they try to get it to him. Nice drive there by Collar Harris. Sturdivant coming up the court a little gingerly, Kevin.
Yeah, and you don't want to see that. I mean, he's had a very good ball game, and presumably if the Trojans could move on, you're going to want a good ball game out of him tomorrow as well.
That guy right there, Pitt, he's had a really, really nice second half. 12 points now for Jaden. Beautiful backdoor feed to Antonio Perkins for a quick bucket. Cleveland not going away yet. Fayetteville Tech will be in no hurry. Pitt, that ball knocked down by Taylor, just a huge block. Nice strong drive by Perkins.
Perkins suddenly come alive on these last two possessions.
Absolutely. 63-46. 16-point lead now for Fayetteville Tech. Oh, beautiful pass inside to Vincent. Nobody picked him up on the drive to the bucket.
Nigel Vincent with 9 on the game.
I think all of those really have come in the second half, I believe.
He scored 2 in the first half.
Scored 2 in the first. Oh, out of bounds off of Green. Vince are going to come out, get a well-deserved breather. Incoming into the game, Melquan Jackson, also Daniel McCormick for Fayetteville Tech. And we got timeout on the court, Kevin. 7:09. We'll come back to the Schwartz Center here on the campus of Cape Fear Community College in just a
For a deal? Well, Domino's Perfect Combo is a big deal for a not-so-big price. Because for just $19.99, you get 2 medium one-topping pizzas and savory Parmesan bread bites and gooey cinnamon bread twists and a 2-liter of Coke. It's the perfect combo. Just $19.99, only at Domino's.
We're back. Region 10 Men's Championship Division II, game number 2 today. Fayetteville Tech. We're in the quarterfinals. Fayetteville Tech leads Cleveland Community College 65-47. A couple shout out here real quick, Kevin. Vicki Bratton, Linda Holmes. She says, I am Kenneth Brown's grandmother. Go Fayetteville. Miguel McCormick says T. John's little brother said, finish the drill. Trojans, keep it simple. So a lot of folks chiming in on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely, and we appreciate you watching along at home and watching the tournament. We hope you'll not only watch this game, but if you can't make it down here to Wilmington to watch the rest of the tournament, excited to bring it to you here the remainder of this week. As we mentioned, we'll have a couple games this evening in the evening session and then semifinals tomorrow, championship game on Friday evening. Got 7:09 left here to play. This second half, it was the Yetis. We're trying to keep it around 10 or 12 for the most part, and then Fayetteville really has been able to pull away these last 4 or 5 minutes, and now it's sitting here at 18 points. So the Yetis need to start knocking down some buckets and getting some defensive stops, creating some turnovers to get back in this ball game.
Neither one of these teams are great three-point shooting teams. They don't want to rely on that. Harkins driving to the bucket, feeds to Green, but he loses the handle. That's a miss inside by Perkins. It'll be Trojan basketball. These two teams split games in the regular season. And really a tale of two cities. In that first game, Cleveland won 107-87, but then a couple of weeks later, actually a week later, Fayetteville Tech hammered Cleveland 85-66.
And sometimes it's the case in a tough region like this. Sometimes you feel like you got the best of a team. If maybe you underestimate them, then they come back and bite you because there's a lot of talent.
Melquan Jackson with a bucket. Back to a 20-point lead now. A little over 6 minutes left to go in the second half. Perkins with a bucket, strong drive to the hole, and the Yetis got to start pushing things a little bit now, you would think, Kevin.
Yeah, down 18 and 6 minutes left on the clock. I mean, you've got to create some pressure on the ball. You've got to get some turnovers and allowing Harkins to dribble the ball around 20 feet from the basket is just not going to get it done for you if you're the Yetis.
Gallagher's on Vincent. Harkins in the corner, passes up a three, kicks it over to Jackson, who misses one as the buzzer sounds. Perkins on a quick layup down the court, scores on the break. 5:20 left.
Well, and I'll look at that and say, okay, that's great. They got the stop on one end and they got a transition breakout. So that's a quick bucket. That's a win to score quickly offensively. But yeah, you got to have some quick defensive possessions and get some pressure on the ball like they did right there.
Flowers drives. Nice shot there by Keelan. He's got 8.
Yeah, and those last two possessions are exactly what the Yetis need. You can't run the clock down to 10 seconds. Go attack the rim. Either get to the foul line or get a bucket, but do it quickly.
14-point lead now for the Trojans, and they will take their time. They'll eat as much of this clock off as they can in the half-court offense. There's a turnover. Checking into the lineup for the Yetis. Kevin Collick comes in place of Jameer Brown.
So the Trojans, you take care of the basketball, and like right there, right? You take care of it, you can probably punch your ticket to the semifinals, but the Yetis are going to keep playing hard.
Flowers, strong drive to the bucket. Green gets a piece of that. Out of bounds off of Flowers. It'll be Trojan basketball. I'm really impressed with the presence, defensive prowess of Green in the middle.
Yeah, he's really had an outstanding ball game. I mean, if you look at, you look at the offensive end, he's got 13 points, 7 in the first, 6 in the second, but that's not where he's had the most impact in this game.
Yeah, and it's been on the other end of the court, right in the paint.
Referees are having a conversation. Now we'll get back to play.
Melquan Jackson will inbound it for the Trojans. It'll be to Harkins, back to Jackson. There's a turnover, just what the Yetis need. And a strong drive to the bucket by Harris. He's going to be fouled. He'll shoot some free throws. Foul's going to be on Melquan Jackson, his 4th.
Well, it's that attacking in transition that's led them to really get back in this and make it a game with the 4-minute mark.
3:57 left to go. We've got timeout on the court. Still a lot of time, Kevin, in this second half. Not insurmountable lead. It's only a 14-point lead, Fayetteville Tech, 67-53, but the Yetis still have a shot at it.
Yeah, they have a shot at it, but they've got to continue to do what they've done over the last 2 minutes on the clock, which is get out in transition, go put some pressure on them. You cannot allow Fayetteville Tech to take it all the way down to 1 on the shot clock, right? Because even if Fayetteville Tech misses the bucket at that point, that's still 30 seconds that they've ran off the clock. The Yetis put some pressure on them, get some turnovers. They've been successful when they've been able to do that, when they've gone out and really made the Fayetteville Tech guards get them in the corner and see if they can put a little bit of pressure on them and get a turnover or two. They've been successful here in the last 2 minutes. If they can keep that up, they'll be able to chip into this lead, but you got to get going. Fayetteville Tech will wait till the second buzzer from the clock operator to come out of the huddle.
At the free throw line will be Kyler Harris, sophomore out of Porter Ridge High School. And Cleveland going to have to hit those free throws.
And part of it is just getting to the line. I mean, this is only the 14th free throw that they will have taken today. They're 11 of 13, so they're hitting at 85%.
These are big free throws here. Harris nails the first one. It's a 13-point game now. And he gets them both. 67-55, the Trojans still got that double-digit lead. Here's some of the Yeti crowd behind us. The Yeti bench yelling defense.
Well, the Trojans haven't been able to put any buckets together here for the last couple of minutes. So, in fact, over 4 minutes, they've only scored 2 points.
They're going to need to score some more before this thing's over with. The Yetis are not going to go away. There's a miss by McCormick, and it'll be Cleveland basketball. Flowers, you know he's going to take it to the hole. A lot of time ticking off the clock here on this possession. Good defense by the Trojans. Kyra Harris with the bucket.
Fayetteville bench looking for goaltending. I'm not sure he was close.
I don't know if Taylor touched it or not or pulled that hand back. It looked like he might have got a piece of it. It's a 10-point ball game now, Kevin.
Yep, 2:50 left as Pitt works the ball right over in front of us.
There's a block by Taylor. Another block by Taylor, and he gets the rebound. He's going to go coast to coast with it. Nice move by the big guy. Misses the dunk, but he's going to be fouled by McCormick. McCormick bailed him out there, I think.
That's an impressive breakout that I haven't seen from Taylor as we've watched games this season, but that was pretty impressive right there.
Coach Bronher going to take a timeout for the Trojans. 2:27 left to go in the ball game. Fayetteville Tech up 67-57. Welcome back to the Schwartz Center. Miles Poole and Kevin Garner here with you for Game 2. The Fayetteville Tech Trojans and the Cleveland Community College Yetis in action right now. 2:27, Kevin, left to go in this game. 67-57, and the Yetis got to be on the free throw line here.
Yeah, they've been able to chip into the lead. I mean, you go back to the 8-minute mark, and to that point, Fayetteville Tech has only scored 2 points in the last 6 minutes. So the Yetis have been able to put some pressure on them, and they've been able to convert offensively and chipped away. 2.5 left. They got to hit some free throws.
Jared Taylor misses that first one. Misses them both badly. Trojans almost turn it over there. Kyler Harris all over Pitt. Pitt done a good job of getting to the hole and rolls in over the outstretched arms of Jared Taylor. Green blocks another one. There's a three-point shot by Cleveland Community that misses. Taylor going to rip the ball away from a Trojan. Nice scoop there by Collick. 10-point lead again, 1:30 left to go.
Well, Kalen Flowers really working hard to keep the ball out of Fayetteville's pit. Keep it out of his hands.
Harkins gets the ball back to Jackson. Fayetteville Tech going to take all the time off of the shot clock if they can. And that was a good shot by Jackson driving to the hole just as the shot clock hit 0. I have to think the Yetis now going to have to get some three-point shots in there. Flowers. Three-point shot misses. And this one might be over, Kevin.
Yetis still looking for their first three-pointer of the game.
Not going to happen there. Taylor with an aggressive putback. He's going to be fouled and will shoot some free throws. Foul will be on Jaleel Green.
Well, the Yetis had about 6 looks at it on that possession. I mean, couldn't knock down a three-pointer. Finally getting Taylor to the line, but probably a minute ran off the clock right there where they were trying to hit their first three-pointer of the game. So we'll have a break in the action while they clean up some perspiration from the court.
Got to be a lot of that out there, boy. I tell you, these two teams have gone at one another here in this ball game. A close game at the half. Fayetteville Tech led at 30-25, but they went on a stretch there in the second half, and the Yetis just could not put a run together. Jared Taylor misses the free throw. I think he might have missed that one on purpose. And they're going to get Taylor with a foul over the back. Trojans will shoot some free throws. And Kevin, this one 11-point Trojan lead with 29.3 seconds left. Be an awful big ask. It's doable.
It's doable. Well, again, certainly the Yetis just not a three-point shooting team. Again, repeated it. They haven't hit one yet today. It's not their MO. It's not what they typically look for. So to expect them to right now suddenly make 5 would be a little unrealistic.
8 points for Tejan McCormick. And his second free throw is off the mark. Here come the Yetis. They're going to need some threes at this point. Flowers pulls up a long three and no good. Rims out. Collick puts it back up. And Cleveland going to take a quick timeout. 19.8 seconds left. 72-62, Kevin. 10-point lead by the Trojans. This one looks like it's locked at this point.
Yeah, I would say so, and certainly the Yetis are going to make a go of it. It's your last game of the season, so the coach is over there drawing up something right now to try to get a steal on the inbounds pass and perhaps make a miracle happen. But again, I think it would be that at this point. I think Cleveland will look back and say that they had their opportunities in this game. I mean, they led for most of the first half, found themselves down 5 at the half. And just got a little too far behind here in the second. I mean, they let the ball game get away from them, and they've played well down the stretch and clawed back into it, made it a game, much like Central Carolina did in our first game. But just a little too much to ask for the Yetis here at the end. And they're probably not even going to foul.
Yeah, they're going to play this one clean.
I think there was a hope there that if you got the inbounds, if you stole the inbounds pass and knocked down a 3, see what happens. But
maybe so, yeah.
Beyond that.
So Fayetteville Tech is going to win and advance. They come away with a 72-62 win over Cleveland Community College. And they'll take on the #1 seed Storm of Davidson-Davie County, who were an 86-71 winner in Game 1 today. That'll be a great matchup tomorrow, but a big win for Fayetteville Tech, the Trojans, and Coach Brian Hurd. Just a great job by the team to come away with a victory here.
Yeah, absolutely, and a team victory across the board. Got to say a lot about Jaleel Green, though. Again, I think we mentioned 13 points is all he's got in the scoring column, but boy, tons of blocks, tons of redirects, a lot of rebounds. I'd be surprised if we didn't see him with a double-double before it was all over and said and done with. So, I mean, great performance by him today. Also a pretty gutty performance by Jaden Pitt. Seems like he got some really hard-nosed buckets right when the Trojans needed it.
Yeah, I thought Pitt had some good minutes there in the second half that really turned the tide and moved things in favor of the Trojans. Also, Nigel Vincent. I thought Vincent had a really strong second half as well. I'm impressed, though, with Cleveland Community College. They've got some young talent. They're going to be a team next year that's going to be fun to watch with Crite and the big guy Taylor and Flowers, all freshmen. So they'll be fun to watch next year. They had a good season. They'll finish the year 16-13. Their season will come to an end. But a nice job by Grayson Pierce and the Yetis. But congratulations to Brian Hurd, the Fayetteville Tech Trojans. Again, the hottest team in the league in the second half of the season. Continue to play on.
That's right.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and wrap up the scoring for you right after that.
Grammy goes to Pecados y Milagros by Lila Downs.
Thank you so much, Mama, for feeding me through my belly button wisdom and the strength to love through music. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Viva Mexico.
Welcome back to the Sports Center here. Miles Poole and Kevin Gardner here with you. We've wrapped up game number 2, and it was a big win for the Trojans of Fayetteville Tech, 72-62 over the Yetis of Cleveland Community College. A couple of shout-outs real quick. Brandon Mullis says credit to Coach Hurd and his staff. They went through a lot of adversity this year and responded by playing their best ball at the right time of the year. Tomorrow's DDCC versus FTCC game will be a must-see. Agree with you there, Brandon. Vicky Britton says, yes, go Trojans. Michael Brooks, I love Green, go Ja. So very good job by Ja Green.
Yeah, Miles, let's take a look at the scoring for both teams. With Cleveland, Brown had 3. Kevin Collick had 8. Jameer Brown with 4. Harris, 8. Bailey, 2. Ponders had 4. Montgomery, 2. Crite had 9, as well as Perkins. Taylor had 5. And Keelan Flowers with 8 on the evening. Leading the way for Fayetteville Tech Trojans was Jaden Pitt. He had 14. Nigel Vincent, 9. Tristan Harkins, 3. Jackson had 9. Green had 13. Sturdivant, 13. And McCormick with 8. So great game. Enjoyed watching that one. Again, we'll remind folks we're going to have scheduled for a 5 o'clock tip as we move forward to our third quarter final day between Brighton and Stratton and Lewisburg. So we'll hope you will join us at 5 o'clock for that one. And don't forget, later this evening at 7 p.m., Pitt and Catawba Valley.
Well, congratulations to Fayetteville Tech. 9-game winning streak now they take into that game tomorrow against the Storm.